Again, welcome to all of you and happy to see you. I know that many more will join us, among others, also the representatives of our Russian member organization, and that is Vladimir and Valery. Valery, the new president of the Russian Union of Pensioners. He decided to be with us, as did Valerie. We had some correspondence over the last days, and I'm happy to see them later. The topic of our today's meeting has been formulated in a bit of a strange way, and I only pronounce the first part of it, the importance of Europe nowadays. And that brings to my mind specific connotations. And the first one is the slogans of the French Revolution: freedom, equality, and solidarity. These are the guiding stars which we should always keep in mind. But even more important than that is the dignity. The dignity of human beings is above all. We have lost that connotation of dignity at the beginning and later in the last century with World War II and World War I and World War II. But nowadays we should be back in full recognition of the dignity of every human being and the respect. And one thing which Europe can contribute to today's situation and to the future as it did in the past is humanity and brotherhood. These are the things which we should always have in mind, and these are the foundations of the European Federation of Older Persons. The respect for each other, the humanity of each other, the solidarity between ourselves and towards others, towards everybody, by the way, and the respect of freedom and equality. Having said so, these are, I just confess, these are also the guiding principles of my life. And if my life is going to end someday, I will be happy that I could live it and that I could base it on these important things: freedom, equality, solidarity, but above all, dignity, humanity, and brotherhood. With these words, I would like to hand over to Dana, who will, as usual,
moderating the sessions.
Moderate the session. We are a team, Dana and me, and I must say, I could not exercise my function as a president of this organization without her. I could not do it without you all your support, the individual support and the collective support which you have given to me over the last many years. I had that responsibility. I would like to thank you very much for that. I'm extremely grateful to you. And this is a good feeling. It's a very, very good feeling. Thank you. Dana, please.
Thank you, Dirk. So I am already touched by your speech, because what you just have said is actually why the Eurag was established, why it started in 1962 with that absolutely, gorgeous idea, serve as a bridge between the East and the West of Europe. And I think that for all those 60 years that we will celebrate in September in Graz, Eurag did its utmost to stick to its mission. And you have expressed it so well with these characteristics, where the dignity of all of us, but especially the elderly, which is sometimes put somehow aside in the society, is so important. And that's why we are here. And I have a list of those who registered with me for today's meeting. And I promised to Armenia that Christina Galstian can be the first, and she is actually entitled to be the first, because if I go in the alphabetic order, because she has later some other obligations. So Christina, are you with us?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm
Good morning.
here with you. Good morning. I have a good news for you. I'm running from the meeting with WHO, and I want to say that this year, WHO is activating and prioritizing the actions in relation with aging population. They are trying to build country capacity in promoting healthy aging in WHO regions. So just sharing with you my news, and hope you are also excited about that Armenia also is currently engaging in healthy aging building activities, developing strategies and implementing some actions in this area. It is too difficult to one more time retrospectively refer to the war that happened in Armenia. Armenia have, as you know, as in any war, our country also has many losses in economic aspects and healthcare aspects, also in psychology of people. I would like to give some facts about the war in Armenia. The first Nagorno-Karabakh war was an ethnic and territorial conflict that took place from February 1988, and it lasted 6 years. It was ended by Bishkek Protocol and resulted in significant Armenian territorial gains. For 3 decades, multiple violations of the ceasefire occurred, and the most serious being the 4-day conflict in 2016, and during this 4-day, 100 soldiers were killed. And surveys indicated that the inhabitants of Nagorno-Karabakh did not want to be part of the Azerbaijan. However, in 2020, when COVID strikes the globe, the conflict was initiated again by Azerbaijan and supported by Turkey. And only it lasted 44 days, and in 2020, November 9, in the aftermath of the capture of Shusha, a ceasefire agreement was signed by the President of Azerbaijan, Prime Minister of Armenia, and President of Russia, ending all hostilities in the zone of Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. However, in recent days, Azerbaijan started escalation along the line of the conflict in Karabakh, and Azerbaijan forces started attacking several villages along the line of contact. They have also using psychological pressure tactics by turning on loudspeakers with Armenian language text, demanding that the population from several villages leave their lands. And in March 8, gas pipeline providing gas from Armenia to Karabakh was damaged in the territory controlled by Azerbaijan. However, Azerbaijan continued to deny access to Armenian relevant services to the area, leaving an entire population of Karabakh without a gas supply in the cold winter. The Armenian side reported approximately 4,000 deaths of servicemen during this war. And now country is under the burden of the war, economic burden, healthcare field is also suffering because of the war. We have lots of post-traumatic stress disorders, lots of disability, many high disability rate. Our health indicators goes down. We have even decreased life expectancy and increased disability adjusted life years. And the worst thing that have been done during the war is the use of phosphorus weapon. You know, it is a mass destruction weapon, and it is prohibited by the Geneva Conventions. However, it was disregarded by Azerbaijan and used against Armenia. And now we have lots of, and one of the reasons that we have such high disability rate is the application of this weapon during the war. And now government, you know, we are middle income country and we have restricted financial resources. And however, country is trying to support the families who suffer because of the war. And we established an insurance foundation for servicemen who is actively doing fundraising and providing financial support for the families who have losses. And one thing I would like to state that it does not depend the reason. It does not matter the reason of the war and the nations, countries which are involved in the war. The patterns of the war in world is the same. And whether it is in Armenia or in Ukraine, is the same people, the same problems, the same impact and consequences. So my wish is stop all wars all over the globe, and I hope you also think so. The next things I think I would like to talk about is our yes, Dana, can I continue or?
Yeah, you have just a short time, yes.
Great.
Yeah.
I also want to say that despite of these problems existing in Armenia, we are also trying to be engaged in recovery activities, and Dana are going to support us, our population, with coming to Armenia and providing courses on memory training for our population. As you know, mental health problems are increasing, memory loss rate is also increasing because of this stressful situation, and this is a good intervention provision of these courses is a good intervention to mitigate the mental health issues in Armenia. And so Dana is coming on October to Armenia, and we will organize these courses and spread all over the country. Thank you very much, Dana, for your support. We are excited to have you in Armenia.
So I am pleased that we have ended on such a pleasant note, that we have that common future with Eurag Memory Training Center, and Christina was able to find a person who is a leading person in gerontology in Armenia, and we will organize, or she will organize it together to get really people working in this field, care of the elderly, that we will train memory trainers in October for Armenia. So it means that Armenia is returning to the normal life and paying much more attention to the elderly than in the past, because it was not so common in Armenia in the past to focus on the elderly. So I think that there is a very positive change, that the society is focusing more on the elderly. And I would like also to mention that Christina, who is working for the Ministry of Health in Armenia, in Yerevan, was appointed as a person who should develop in Armenia the prevention against Alzheimer's disease and the program how to take care of people suffering from dementia. So this is the way where we can help the Eurag Memory Training Center, and we are very glad about that. Thank you, Christina.
Thank you also, Dana.
Yeah, Dirk.
Yeah, thank you, Dana, for giving me the floor. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I would like to emphasize the following. I started this session with values and what is precious for us. Among others, humanity and humanitarian understanding and support. We are not politicians. We are called a non-political organization, and we focus on people. And I would not like to get to have this session as a political, world political or whatever political approach, but to concentrate on what can we do for those affected by developments which are extremely regrettable, but it is not up to us to analyze these regrettable developments. It is the task of those we elect, and what we can do as Europeans to help others in dismay and in difficult situations, to give them support, etc. That is our focus. And we need to really concentrate on dignity. We need to concentrate on equality, freedom, solidarity, brotherhood, etc. And please understand this position, which I need to defend on behalf of Eurag. Thank you.
So, Dirk, I would like to add that it was exactly what we were just observing with Armenia, because the country also went through the war conflict, and I wanted. So it was the intention also of Christine to show that the life is going on, and we have to do something for the people affected by this, we can't pretend that it didn't happen. So it means that there must be that positive aspect, that future that is going on, and we can do something for these people who have been affected. And I think that it is the way that Armenia took, paying much more attention to the elderly nowadays and to establishing, you know, these Alzheimer's care person who is fortunately for us, our Christina Galstian. So it means that I think that it is not the way to close the eyes, but to show that we are ready to help. There is that solidarity that we have to show under the circumstances even more than if it wouldn't happen. So, yeah, so it is my comment that I think that it was a positive contribution that we got from Armenia. And I would like to move to Austria, where it will be where I ask Barbara Amreich, who is the chief person who is organizing our anniversary, 60th anniversary celebration in Graz, to be present, but unfortunately she apologized, but she has done a lot of work. And we are having today Rosemary Kurz with us, who will inform us about the forthcoming event in Graz, how far they are, and what we can already do, if we can book the hotel or and so on. Rosemary, the floor is yours.
Yes, hello. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, that's fine. First, I want to tell you that Graz invented Euro 1962 and supported it 44 years until 2006. And this support meant that there was a wonderful secretary with some rooms. There was a paid person, Dana, a very well paid person who did the job you do now, voluntary. Yeah. But then we got 2006 a new Lord Mayor, and he didn't, I don't know what he thought, but Eurag didn't get any funding anymore. But I have to say that 1962, Austria was not a member of the European Union. Only 32 years later, we got a European member. But Eurag was the first international European institution we had. And it was the first one worldwide thinking on older people. So I think this is a really nice thing that you celebrate this 60th Jubilee in Graz. Yeah, Barbara and I were already having our thoughts, and now I am going forward. You, dear Dana, you will get an email, yes, with the questions or with the answers I have now. First is, what kind of equipment do you need during the conference and on the next day when the assembly is meeting? This, Barbara must know all the details so that she can manage that. Then the next one is, we want to know exactly as possible how many people will come. That's very important. The next one is about the hotels. You see, there is already a translated paper. We have now 3 choices, and I will tell it you. The first one is the convent of the Barmherzigen Schwestern. It's per night with single room, shower, toilet, and breakfast for 43.50 euros. The second is Hotel Ibis, as Dana suggested. It has a single room, shower, toilet, breakfast per night at 82 euros. It's double probably. And the next one, which is close to the station, is Hotel Daniel. That's a 4-star one. Again, single room, shower, toilet, breakfast per night, 104. So, in the nuns convent, we are sure that you all will get a room. At the others had been booked in forehand, yes. And whatever you book yourself, and you get a name, Eurag. And if you ask for booking, wherever you do it, you say, I come, the code number, the code word is Eurag, yeah? And you have to do it latest on the 15th of July. After July, 15th July, the hotels and the nuns take back their offer. As the September, you may imagine, is the most taking date for many, many conferences. Yeah. So the 15th of July is the deadline. Then arrival. Yeah. And when you book, you have to tell them the arrival we said is on the 14th, and the departure day individually, which you have to tell them. You tell us or Dana, perhaps Dana, what you have booked, and we have to know where you are. You know, Dana perhaps in Daniel, and Dirk perhaps at the dance. I don't know. I'm just making fun. Yeah, just look a little happy, huh? No, isn't better, isn't not? Thank you very much. Yeah. Then all 3 lodgings are close to the main station. Now we come to the program. We try to get sponsors for the food during the conference, for the food during the assembly. We try to get for one dinner a sponsor, and we try to get the tourist tickets a sponsor. Yeah, and the program is similar to others. You have on the 14th you arrive. On the 15th, there is in the main hall of the university our conference, and which lasts, as I know, always until 17 hours. Yeah, and afterwards, we don't know whether we have afterwards the dinner which you are invited or the next day. This at the moment is not yet the question. And then we have the 16th. The 16th we have a general assembly in the morning, and in the afternoon, either you are just off going shopping into the town, or we are going to have a city talk, walk, yes, or we have the city walk on Saturday. But here in this part, everything can change. The conference can't change, and the general assembly. The other things are open, whatever we can manage. Good. So I think perhaps you have questions. I'm open for them.
Yeah, I have a question. So I didn't get, do you have a meeting place for the General Council?
Yeah, this we will work out, because yeah. I'm going to our Lord Mayor, which is now the communist lady LKK. Yeah, so I go to her for some sponsoring, and we will see what is going to happen. Yeah,
yeah,
but you will have it.
Yeah, very good. And Rosemary, is there a possibility of a reception with the Lord Mayor? like to meet her, you know, it is not necessary.
I just told you, I'm on
Yeah.
the way. I don't
Yeah,
know.
only you are on the way. You are negotiating. Very good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would like to thank you so much for all that effort that you have already developed. You asked about the number of people who are coming. It is always the other way around. So it means we have first to publish the program. We have to tell them what is going on, what is the price of the hotel, how they can book, and then they decide if they come or not. It is not like that they would say, I am coming under any conditions. People they prefer to learn, you know, what we are offering. So it means we have somehow to finalize the program, and then we will tell them that they can till July the 15th make their booking. It would be probably very convenient if we are in one place, and is in that convent that you mentioned, is there enough room, also double rooms available?
Yeah.
Yes.
But if there, I just quite don't know, but I don't think double rooms might be a real.
Yeah. So anyway, it is probably for us good, because the price is very you know, advantageous in that convent. So it would be good maybe if all of us are there, that we would be together. But if someone comes too late and there are no more rooms, so then we have two more possibilities, and I am pleased that you said that all three places are close to the railway station, so it will be not difficult for people to reach their accommodation. So I think that we have learned what we needed, and we will just try to finalize, or to tell at least approximately what will be going on to Eurag members in order to make the decision if they come to Graz or not. But because it is our 60th anniversary, of course, we would love to get most of our members there, especially because of those 2 years of pandemic when it was so uncertain. We tried to have a meeting in Switzerland, then the next meeting in Budapest, both canceled because of pandemic. Fortunately, we were very lucky that we had that very successful Eurag conference in Budapest in September 2021. So I expect that this 60th anniversary celebration will be successful at the same, way, and that we will all enjoy seeing each other in person. So thank you so much, Rosemary, for everything what you have done. And we will be in touch together. And I am moving to the Czech Republic, and I am the only representative today, because Miloš Weiss, he is sending his best regards, but he's not with us because he had an important meeting. And Pavel Kalvach is unable to connect from the clinic because it is not possible for him. What is going on in the Czech Republic right now, we are still feeling the impact of pandemic very much, because when I am talking about senior citizens, the pandemic was long enough, too long actually, 2 years, that they mastered to change their lifestyle. People just became older, became somehow lazier, also, to say it quite openly. And many of them just reached the conclusion that in reality, they actually don't need to study, because they just experienced that it was quite comfortable to sit on the sofa and watch television and go to the park to feed the birds. So my Center of Lifelong Learning is suffering from a lack of students. We had that day on March the 10th, when we were closed, 2020, we had almost 2,800 students. Nowadays, we have 1,600. So it is minus 1,200. And we are just fighting for every person who could come back. And it is so slow. And it is not only my report, it is from all over. People all over are reporting that we will fight the impact of pandemic for 5 more years, because people just, they somehow some of them are still afraid that COVID is around, and some of them just don't want to continue with their active lifestyle that they lived before the pandemic. So it is what I am struggling with. And I would like even to learn from other countries if they have the same experience. So now I am moving to Denmark. Peter Hansen should be with us.
Yes, I am. Thank you. And I will take over. We in Denmark, we have I think the first country in Europe, we have lifted all restrictions caused by the pandemic. Some people recognize that we were irresponsible, but I think it was the right thing to do. Also, I agree that we are still suffering. Old people are suffering from loneliness, but more seriously, I think that we have noticed that our young people have suffered much more, and I'm afraid that we will have a long period of recovering after this, and hopefully we will learn a lot. But the pandemic is not the only problem. We are faced with the cruelty of war in Europe. It is simply terrible. I mean, Christina described how people die. I was this morning told from the news that one Danish person was killed in Ukraine because he took part in the war there. And everyone in Denmark, everyone in Europe is affected by the war in Ukraine, simply because the living conditions, the cost of living is changed dramatically. So we are actually facing some very serious problems. And we have to balance our attitude. We are representing older people. We have to work for their living conditions, but we are also individuals with a responsibility for political actions. And for sure, Eurag has one message, I think. We need peace. We need to emphasize that it is not acceptable that people are killed anywhere in Europe, of course, anywhere in the world, but now we are living in Europe. So the message must be peace, talking together. And that's what our last Zoom meeting, I ended by saying, we have to keep in touch with representatives all over, all the parts in conflicts. It could be Armenia and Azerbaijan. It is when it comes to Russia. I look forward to hear from our friends in Russia. And we emphasize that as people, we are connected. We have the responsibility, but we also have the responsibility to say loud and clear that we do not accept any kind of violence, any kind of war or aggression. That must be an undisputable message from Eurag. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. I would like to stress that yesterday I sent the second part of our humanitarian aid to Galina's organization. So Eurag sent over 6,000 euros. And we have also sent, or I have sent that resolution written by Dirk to all these organizations like United Nations, the Council of Europe, the European Commission, to Nordic, Council of Nordic Council, so to many organizations, and we appealed for the UN Peace Corps to be sent to Ukraine. And I was very pleased to hear that the General Council of United Nations visited Ukraine to see on his own eyes what is going on. So thank you so much. And I am moving to France. Monique. Monique.
Okay, I'm here. Yes, okay, in France, okay, I had a meeting, an email from Moira, and she's in South Africa. Okay, so she's not coming. And Françoise, I know that she's in Austria for a European project, so she cannot be there. And I just wanted to say something to Galina in some way, because I hope she understands that we are talking about things as if nothing was happening and as if life was going on as usual with the COVID. Okay, but we have COVID and we have war. So it's just that everybody talks as if life was going on as usual, but this is not completely true, of course, and everybody knows what's happening, and but most people cannot take or don't want to take any position because we are not, it's useless. I mean, it's useless at our level to take any position because we don't know what's happening first, but I mean, we don't know exactly what's happening, but anyhow, we have not the means to take position. It's not our role, but we can do it personally, but not as a group, of course. We can just say that in France, as in all other countries, there is some impact already. We already feel an impact, even if we don't know how much is true from it or not. People in every shop, people say, yeah, prices are going up because of the war. And I think part of it is a little true, but people are just taking the opportunity to increase prices, which is a bit ridiculous. But and we are missing things like, but I don't know if it's because of the COVID or because of the war. You don't have any oil in the supermarkets anymore. If you want to buy paper for printing, it's people don't have paper for printing. I mean, ridiculous. I don't know why. When you want to buy a printer, the company says, no, we don't have any more printers. But that doesn't come from Ukraine. I suppose it comes from China. So, okay. So then what else? What I wanted to say regarding the basic subject we had today, I would say Europe was existing, has been existing for a long time, but considering the actual situation, I would say it was more virtual before, and now it becomes more real because people together begin to try and have some actions, where before that Europe was just for some countries, they were going to Europe because it was just helping, good for them. They would get some money from Europe, even UK, some way. I mean, some practical reasons. And now one begins to see that there is some other uses to be all together in Europe. They began to see this with the COVID when Europe was buying vaccination, and they understood that if all Europe buys together, they will get a better price. Okay, it's a little thing, but anyhow. And now also with the war, people begin to talk in Europe and about other things than exchanging monies between countries, something more serious. And it brings European countries together. And the funny thing is that even UK, who went out, in fact, they align on the position of Europe.
Thank you, Monique. Yes, it is it is difficult to organize such a big event as the 60th anniversary celebration is, but I hope that after these 2 years of pandemic, people will be keen to come and to join us there. And we are also very lucky that we got the support of this big university in Graz, so which will make it quite special. And we are lucky that the Lord Mayor is also supporting our event. So I think that it will be very remarkable event, and I'm very grateful to the girls from Graz who took over the organizing. And you and Peter, you know, it was very similar what you said, because of course that it is not, the war in Ukraine is affecting the lives of people in all the European countries. We got over 300,000 refugees here who got that status of temporary, you know, like residents of our country, and the kids are going to schools, and they have, you know, they got free tickets for transport and for the zoo and swimming pools and everything, just to make their life more bearable after what they went through. So we can't close our eyes, but what Dirk said, we are here to support the elderly and to contribute to their dignity as much as we can. And we as an organization, I think that we prove that we are able to show our solidarity and to talk about things from all these angles, you know, that we but what we can see it, because the discussion about that is very, very important. So I'm grateful for you that you talked openly about things, how the life in France is affected.
I just want to add something, some other subject related. It's just a subject for thinking. In France, we are debating the fact that people don't address the same way to different kinds of refugees, and so we are debating about the fact why French people and other people in Europe, I suppose, prefer to accept Ukrainians more than Syrian. And so there's a big debate about this. is it only because Ukrainian are mostly Catholic or Orthodox? Doesn't matter. It's the same. The culture is nearer. The people have the same way of life and things like that, or is it something else? And so the conclusion of most people is that in the case of Ukrainian refugees, it's not that they want to live better, it's just that they want to live. In the case of Syrian, they want to live better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a kind of answer to that.
Yeah.
specific
You are so
question.
right. Yeah, because they are immediately searching for work, jobs.
Yes.
They want to be a part of the society, and
Yeah.
they are also, a part of European culture and of European history. So they are much closer to us than anyone from the Middle East. Yes, exactly. It is exactly the same in our country, because such a wave of solidarity we have never experienced in our country. So I am going.
I just want to interrupt, because we have the same discussion here, and no matter what we talk about, it is discrimination of the refugees from Syria. They are just as willing to take jobs, but we have to realize that we are abusing the rules of the United Nations by discriminating, by treating people from Ukraine in another way. It is not fair to hide the fact that we are not fair to all refugees. Thank you.
Yeah. So all right. So it is your opinion.
Right, you are.
So I am moving to Germany. Dirk, it is the floor is yours.
Thank you. I'm not speaking as usual. I'm not speaking for Germany. I'm just speaking on my behalf and of what I observe. The degree of solidarity is very high from individuals and from organizations like Caritas, etc., all these relief organizations. So that is a positive sign. I totally agree with the remark on discrimination. When I started by highlighting the value and the absolute necessity of dignity and respect, then it is for everybody, wherever they live, under which condition they ever exist. Dignity is the fundament of our existence, and humanity must be the general attitude which we have. Eurag, and I would like to remind you of that, has published 2 position papers. And these position papers were about the miseries, and we called for peace wherever it is. And only peaceful living together between countries, between populations, etc., will ensure our end with nature and the earth, will ensure our future, the future of our society and living together. What I am calling for right now is that we intensify our cooperation, that we reinforce our cooperation with civil society organizations wherever it is, be it in Russia, be it in the Ukraine, be it in Syria, you name it. We have to do that everywhere. And we are one civil society, sometimes against governments, sometimes with governments. But it is our responsibility as citizens, as human beings, to support each other and our organizations, the civil society organizations. I wanted to highlight that. And that is an expression of humanity, of brotherhood, of respect, and of humanitarian action. I would like to greet at this point in time, Valerie from Moscow, who is now in the picture, together with Vladimir, a personal friend of mine, my brother Vladimir, and Valerie I so highly respect. He had been a senator in the past, and he is, as you know, since a certain time, the new president of our big member organization in Russia, the Federation, the Russian Federation of Pensioners. Dear friends, I cannot personally imagine peaceful times with all the organizations we represent, with all the countries. We need to work that people realize that peace is the only way to go for us, for our children, and for the generations not yet born. That is our responsibility today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dirk. And I would like to give the floor to Hungary. Gábor Hegesi.
Thank you so much. Okay, welcome again, everybody. This is such an interesting morning. I've got some topics on my plate. I will be quick, but I would like to mention some of the topics you already referred to. First, let me reflect to Dirk's introduction about dignity and respect in terms of also of COVID. Yesterday, we had the first personnel meeting at the university with students and colleagues, which gave us the freedom of meeting and seeing each other personally after a long stop because of the COVID. So that was a fantastic meeting from this point of view. And what Peter was saying about Denmark, Hungary is close to this situation, that we don't have to wear masks on the street, on the in the shops, and so on and so on. So this is a good sign. Still, I have to say that there are unfortunately people who die every day because of the COVID. So in this respect, COVID is not over, but we have the shots, the injections, the health situations, which is of course much better than it used to be. And let me go back just for a moment to the content of our yesterday meeting. Our friends came, our colleagues came from the hospice. You know what hospice is about, the dignity of life at the end of life, before we are going to die. Unfortunately, everybody is going to die, but it is very important to have a dignity while we are going to die. And hospice is, of course, is about dying without pain. This is one thing, and dying with a feeling that we are respected by people around us. So it was a fantastic meeting with students and colleagues, and of course we came up at the end that it is extremely important, but everybody, every human being deserves respect and dignity in the whole life. So I'm very glad that, Dirk, you started with this very important value, and of course this is the central concept of Eurag too. Let me go to Ukraine, just in a respect that I think it's fantastic what Eurag is doing with collecting money and sending to Galina and maybe other organizations. I hope the money got to Prague from Hungary. I hope so. We are still collecting money and trying to send. And also we are collecting marches. For example, tomorrow we organize a march from the center of Budapest to the Ukraine embassy to show our support for Ukraine in this war, but also for peace. And also we are not against Russia. Russian people, of course, we have no problems with them. We are against the politics of Putin, which is absolutely unacceptable, that you have a war against another country which never made anything against you. So this peace politics, again, what Dirk, you mentioned, is a central concept, of course, and that's why we are completely supporting European Union, which is the major factor in keeping peace in Europe. This has never happened in European history, that there has been peace for decades, just like here. Better topics, what I wanted to mention very quickly, this memory training. Of course, Dana is the major character in this. I must tell you that we have translated the English book from English to Hungary and hope to have Dana next year after Armenia, maybe. Also, you can come back to Hungary. And just one sentence, but very important, the association Eva and I'm representing at Eurag has made memory training as an official program of the association. So now we have integrated it into the association. So it has a place and an organization in the background. Very quickly going to Graz. Of course, we very well know how hard it is to organize. So fingers crossed for Rosemary. And just one personal message to you, that unfortunately for you, Budapest meeting has another unforgettable moment, not so nice. I hope that it will never happen again, and everybody sends his or her best regards to you, and hope we will have a better meeting from this point of view, a better meeting in Graz. And finally, I would like to raise a question, which I hope, Dirk, you will not mind. We all know how much you work representing Eurag at UN and European Union. And we have meetings after in every month, and somehow I don't know how it is, but we never give you the floor to tell us what's happening in this organization when you are talking about Eurag, when you are representing us. I think it's not only me who would be very happy. You are modest, so you don't talk about what you are doing, but don't be so modest. So please tell us when you have meetings, organizations, give papers, lectures, you are working so hard. So I mean, we would be very, very interested in your work. So please give us the chance to hear, because I know you are doing a lot of things, and please let us know what's going on, and good luck with that, and good health. And just one more sentence. You had a sentence about your life. Dirk, you look very well, and I hope you will be with us for many other years. Good luck with that. Okay, that was my speech.
Gabor, I would like to respond immediately to your point where you said you hope that I do not mind the remark. At each General Council meeting, I give extensive, sometimes too extensive.
Yeah.
My Secretary General reminds
Agrees.
me to stop reports on the activities which I take care of at in the international organizations and in respect to other organizations we are in connection to. So that is the time where I really give my activities reports, and I hope that I can do so again in Graz, so that your curiosity, which I appreciate very much, Gabor, will be satisfied.
Yeah. And
That's all. Thank you.
I just add that it is what I wanted to say, that every General Council, we are having a very comprehensive, we are getting from Dirk very comprehensive report about his international activities, and they are become a part of the minutes. So everyone can read it, all the members, you know, can read it, because I am taking, I am writing it down, everything, and then it appears in our minutes. So you will be satisfied, Gabor, with that in Graz, and as far as good health wish to Dirk, I think that we will do it at the end, because at the end you were asked, you know, to have a glass of wine or a glass of something ready to toast to Dirk's birthday, but we will do it at the end, because now I am giving the floor to Latvia, our organization in Riga, Teresia Makare and Alisa Loisa. Unmute yourself, Alisa. Yeah, good.
Hello, hello. We are really glad to see all of you here now, and we want to say a few words about the recent situation here in Latvia. We've just after COVID, we started in full speed to work with our senior members, and you see here we are in our very good, nicely equipped class or computer for computer knowledge. You see here we have the full desk and plenty of computers all around, and we have also language courses and just our brain games also started, and gymnastic courses and Tsigun as well. But on the whole, we are also involved, not politically, but we can't avoid to say a few words about the Ukraine. In our country, all the people are against the aggression. And Galina, we are wholly with you. We support the Ukrainian people. And even the government, they enlarged our plans for the refugees. We are a very small country, 1.5 million only, but we want to host just now about 40,000 of refugees at the moment. And also their local population, civil population, seniors among them, they are making demonstrations, meetings, they collect donations for the people who are suffering in the Ukraine, because mostly they are civil population, not involved in any kind of military actions. So, and one of the projects, it may be very interesting for you to, I'll show you. This, we, in the envelope, there are sunflower seeds. And and you see the flag here of the Ukraine. And we collect donations, and we give these sunflower seeds to everybody who has donated to support the Ukrainian people, and they are willing to make in their gardens to grow these sunflower seeds as the unique, so to present as the flower of the Ukraine. So, and I think that this year would be, our gardens would be full of sunflower flowers. In this small, maybe humoristic way, we want to say that we are with you, and we will not cease to our work in this sphere. So along with our just everyday work with our seniors, active seniors, we have many new projects which we support, and we see that the people, they are very eager to, after the COVID especially, to come to our new premises, to stay here, to exchange their opinions, and to have as if the second family with us. So, and thanks to the Eurag, we just are able to hear all the new tendencies and trends in the work with seniors all over Europe, and not only Europe, but just you see, we have new members in Armenia, and also from Russia, those who are not willing to support the aggression. So thank you for attention, and all the best for everybody, and especially Galina, we are with you.
Thank you. Thank you, girls. So it was the report from Latvia, and now we are moving to Lithuania. Virgilia Dolgova, are you with us, Virgilia?
Yes, I am. Nice to see everybody. You, but I cannot agree with Mr. Dirk about his opinion that we are not politicians and we could not talk about political situation, because real politicians also can be very difficult in their opinions, and we all are citizens and we have our opinion in this way. The church also could not be politician, but we know that in this time they are politician. So I have question. Do participants of this meeting express their own opinion usually, or the opinion of their organizations? Because we represent organizations, not only own. I am not sure that it is working in our now. So if we cannot talk about politics, I would also like to draw attention to the consequence of war on climate and ecology. We know that the situation on planet Earth is very small anyway. And what is happening in the Ukraine now? Do neighbors, and not just neighbors, suffer the war? What will be the consequence for all of us and for our children and grandchildren? We never thought about that, but it is very important. So, okay, that's end of my.
So, Virgilia.
Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. It is so apparent, you know, that you have such ambivalent feelings, you know, how to express what it really means for you and probably for people of your country. So it is very similar to all of us, and you see that some of us are more open and some of try to you know, like to put it in that respect of dignity and respect to each other, but it is all, I think, connected. It is all connected because Eurag is the bridge between East and West. It is the bridge between the countries that are in the war. You know, it is just here for the people, and especially for the elderly, European elderly. So it means that it is, I consider it very correct if we talk about what we, you know, what we have on our mind. It is so important for us because the debate, the discussion, it is what makes things clear and solves the problem. It is not, if we try not to touch it, it doesn't help because it is still inside of us. So thank you very much for your open confession, to say so. And now we are moving to the country that is a new member of Eurag. It is the Republic of Moldova. The Republic of Moldova is also one of the countries affected most of the refugees because it is the common border with Ukraine. So I would like to give the floor to Veronika Timpalari. Veronika, are you with us?
Yeah, thank you so much, Dana. I'm very glad to see everyone. Sorry for my long silence and absence, but it was really very much work to do here. Now we are a bit more free, so I'm really very happy to see the faces of everyone. It was said a lot about solidarity, about humanity today, and I would like to agree and to say that the best sign of showing solidarity, compassion in any situation is trying to give support to help those who need our help at the moment. Unfortunately, Moldova is one of the poorest countries in Europe, and we faced and we are facing a lot of economical, political, health problems. And in this context, of course, it would not be possible to exist already for 20 years as our organization is doing without the support, without the solidarity, without the help of a lot of organizations from many countries. Besides that, we are helping our seniors to have a decent life. It was very difficult, especially during COVID time, when we should concentrate and focus and do our best in order to face the situation. And luckily, I can say that now we already returned to our usual way. We are having our seniors near us. We are having our usual activities, and they're very glad to see us, to work with us, to be involved in different activities. Another important thing that I would like to mention is at the moment, of course, we are facing a very difficult time, and we are supporting, and our souls and our hearts are with Ukrainians, and we try to do what we can do. At the moment, we have 8 mothers with 12 children that we are hosting them, and we are taking care. And this support is possible also because of a lot of small donations from Europe. So now we have a kind of family here. We have elderly seniors from Moldova. We have very small, from 5 months to 12 years children that are playing with our seniors. We are having some ladies from Ukraine that are brilliant. They are doing some master classes for our cooks. So we really became a family in this difficult situation. And I think the best thing to support and to show our solidarity in any condition is to be with persons and to try to do something for those who expect our help. So I guess everyone from Eurag and from all organizations was involved these days in helping those who need, be it a war, be it a COVID, be it other situation. So our mission is helping, is trying to support and to be very, to be like a friend to those persons who need us, who need our help, who need our advice, who need our support. Thank you.
Thank you, Veronica. You are, or your organization together with you is fulfilling the mission of Eurag, you know, to support the dignity of people and the solidarity. And you are doing absolutely amazing job. And we are, as Eurag is concerned, we are very proud of having your organization as our member. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
So now we are moving to Poland and Grazina Buze. Grazina, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Hello again to everybody. Maybe from the very beginning to this point about which Dana has told and was asking about how it is after this COVID situation with different lectures, meetings, and other persons. I can say that we observe great interest in coming back to the normal situation, and the great need to be together, to meet, and just to stay together. Maybe it is also the influence of the war in the Ukraine, because you know, we are in Poland very mobilized, the whole society, and that's why this keeping together and to gather, to talk, to discuss, to plan, it is very important not to be alone. Of course, it is also, that's why we have started a few weeks ago the normal meetings, and we try to go on with this educational activities. But of course, the topics are different. We are concentrated at the moment on one hand on the actions which are connected with persons from Ukraine, and on the other hand, our goal is at the moment the media education and the supporting of different organizations and places, for example, nursing homes and daily stay homes, supporting with developing of the connection, digital connection with the world. So it is important that all the other persons in different places are connected, will be able to communicate with other groups, with other persons. And it is something what has not been done till now. So a lot of nursing homes and daily stay homes are not connected. People are not able to use or to use this opportunity together with the persons who are caring for those people, because they don't have to do that themselves. They don't have to operate, just to use, to be able to sit in front of the computer or some other devices, and to be able to meet the other groups, other persons, to be engaged and involved in this way of communication, just like we at the moment. And it is impossible in very, very many situations. And this is one thing. And this media education, this is something what is very, very important. I have mentioned that during our previous meeting, because this information war is still very, very strong. And it is important when we are talking also about solidarity, freedom. This is very important to know this very dangerous information with fake news, with manipulations, with different things which can affect our way of thinking. And the results can be that we don't stay together. Then we start to think the way the other enemies from different parts of the world influence our way of thinking. And this is important to be aware of this danger. So manipulation in the communication, information world, media world, which is very, very important at the moment. Actually, our attitudes are very much connected with that, what we hear, what we see, and then what we will be doing and how we will react. So this is important. Freedom is very important. But if we don't get the truth, our freedom is also affected. We are not free if we get the fake news, if we don't have opportunity to get to the real truth, to the real information, how it is in the reality. So that's what we are talking about also with the different groups of seniors. And to the situation in Ukraine, I hope this is the question to Galina, that you have managed to arrange this delivery from Canada. I don't know how it would be completed, because there are special agencies in Poland, governmental agencies, which are involved in the coordination of different deliveries from other countries to Ukraine. And that's why we are not able to involve in this process, because there are specialized agencies which coordinate that. And it is good so, because it wouldn't be possible to do so without any coordination. I hope it could be possible to complete this process. And to the solidarity and also support and so on. In Poland, I don't know, because it changed also, but it is about 3 million people from Ukraine at the moment. They are coming to us, going back to Ukraine, going somewhere else in Europe, but it is about 3 million who come, and some of them are staying. Yes, we organize their life, try to organize the opportunity to live as normal as possible. But together with our groups of seniors, we also try to do something meaningful. So not only to think about ourselves, how to develop us, how to support us, but also how to do something meaningful for everybody, because we think that we not only support Ukraine, we not only help them, but we want to say with symbols, and also just like me at the moment, to say thank you, because for us this is very important that they do what they do, that they just decided to give this this resistance. Yes, that they decided to give their lives, and it is, we understand this, that it is also for us. And that's why we want to say and to do everything to demonstrate and to express that we would like to thank. I have a short film. I don't know if it's possible to show this, because it is something what we are doing at the moment. We are, together with the seniors, we are sewing the pillows for the children from Ukraine who are in the hospitals in Łódź, in our city, because there are a lot of children who are coming, who it's necessary that they go directly to the hospitals, and we wanted to give something as symbols and something which will be nice and which help them somehow in this very, very difficult situation. Not only that they are not at home, but they are sick, they are in hospitals. So it is a short film, because the pillows they look very very nice. If it would be possible to show this short film about this, it would be nice to
wait a minute, it's not possible at the moment, right? But because in fact, the one who is hosting is my is Didier, who is working for me, and I have not the hand on it. And Didier, in fact, he's he cannot do anything. He's so what you could do is send the film, and we will send it through email to everybody. In the meantime, I can try to get in touch with Didier, but normally he's in the hospital, so it's not so easy. But if I succeed to get in touch with him and he can open the sharing of screen, I'll tell you. If not, could you send it by email to Dana or to myself? Okay.
Yeah, never mind. Anyway, I wanted only to say that this situation, this war, is affecting us every day, and this is something we are working normally. We are doing our work and our duties, but every day, actually, every hour, it is something what is connected with this situation, and it is also normal. But we don't want, and this is also my personal statement, we don't want to go further with this feeling it is normal, because nothing is normal, and we don't want that people anywhere in Europe think that we live as usual, as Monique has told us, that it looks like if nothing happened. It is a very, very difficult situation, very dangerous situation. And I think that we have think about this very, very serious. And freedom, it is also responsibility. And responsibility is something very, very important. And if we are talking also about dignity, and refugees and also immigrants, it is important that everybody, immigrants, refugees, decide where they want to live, what they want to do, and that we decide if we are able to create the circumstances to answer these expectations. But we can't force nobody to stay, for example, in Poland or somewhere else, if people want to go in other countries. So this is dignity. If we respect the choices of other people. That's why we don't create camps for refugees from Ukraine in Poland. There are 3 million persons, but we don't have camps. They live inside the society. and they decide if they want to stay here or they want to go somewhere else. And it is also connected with people from any other countries. And that's only what I would like to say about freedom, dignity, and about equality also. This is very, very important, to give the choice to the people and to be responsible for their the choices and the answering for these choices. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Grazina. I just wanted to to mention that Moira, who is not with us, mastered to get medication for the Ukrainian elderly for Galina's organization, and Grazina was involved in that, helping to find some organization that would be able to deliver the medication to Ukraine. So it is an example that our members are trying to help in, different ways if they have the opportunity. And I have to agree with you, Grazina, that the people from Ukraine, I am convinced that the preferable country for them is Ukraine, that they would like to go back home, but before it is possible. So we are giving them the same choice as you do, that they can stay or they can go, to other country if they wish so. But for the Czech Republic speaks that we have somehow a similar language. It speaks also for Poland, and they feel that we are a very similar culture, and I think that it is, our territory is somehow like a threshold to the West, and they are faring well in our country. So very few want to go anywhere else. They want to stay or to go back to Ukraine, and we are giving them also the option, if they want to stay permanently or only temporary, they can decide. But if they want to stay temporary, then they have to start with the language, because we want to give them, to assimilate them into the society, that they could, do the jobs that they are used to, and that the kids could get the full education. So, so thank you so much. I apologize for skipping a member of ours who registered last night, actually, or last evening, and I forgot to put her into my list. And it is May from Ireland. May, I was watching you, and I apologize that I skipped you in my alphabetic order. So the floor is yours. You have to unmute yourself.
Sorry.
Yeah, very good.
I thought you were having difficulty with the alphabet, but never mind. I said, I just, because I have to go to another meeting in a short while.
Yeah.
Anyway, good morning, everybody, and a special good morning to Galiana. I hope you are well, and your nerves are not gone with all this carry on that's going on. Well, at the moment, we have a very large amount of Ukrainian refugees. Here in the small town I live in, we have 50. And what I was amazed about is they have all their dogs and their cats with them, which, we have exempted, that they can bring their animals with them. And it's so sad to see them walking around the town with their dogs and their cats, the little children with the cats. But anyway, look, we have a meeting every week, and our county council here in Wicklow in Ireland, each county council is looking after the refugees, and the workers in the council are working 12-hour shifts to make sure that they're all right. So we're doing what we can, Galiana, for them. And some of them were moved from Wicklow to another province, and they didn't like it, and they asked to come back to Wicklow. You see, we live in the Garden of Ireland, and at the moment we have fantastic weather. So I hope they don't think that that happens all the time, because it rains an awful lot here. But anyhow, that's what's going on. And in relation to what Peter said earlier on about people, we're having difficulty with our older people here. They're not coming out as they were. And in one of our organizations, we've lost 200 groups. They are not coming back. And, you know, there seems to be a fear all the time. And also, I think they've got used to, I don't know who said it, that they're sitting on their sofas looking at television.
Yeah.
And I think it was Dana, and they're going out just to walk in the park or whatever. Now, I go out at night. I know this sounds awful. I have a very large dog, and he barks at everyone. He's quite nice, but I go out at 10 o'clock at night and I take him to the golf club and I let him run. And I think my husband said to me, people must think you're a bit crazy, you know, if they were looking to see this elderly woman with this dog in the pitch dark. But anyway, look, that's what I do. But I have been quite ill, Jana, as I told you. I had fibromyalgia, if anyone knows what that is.
Yes.
It was the worst experience of my life. I couldn't brush my hair. I couldn't get into bed. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't hold a cup in my hand. Anyway, I'm recovering and I'm on steroids. So I'll be hopping around now and hopefully going to Austria, which I would love. But there's a lot of things going on here. And as I say, we have this weekly meeting about the refugees. And I know what you're saying about the Syrians as well, because there was a complex built here in the town, and they put the Irish people and various other nationalities in together, and the Syrians were put in a separate, if you like, compound, which I found very, very strange. And they are getting to grips with coming and mixing with us as people. So, you know, I would like to see them in with everybody else, but then that's not my prerogative to do. So, you know, all these things are happening. And I think life has changed dramatically for us. I mean, everything is going up in relation to the war, you know, our cost of living. I just had some oil delivered here about half an hour ago, some heating oil, and it was 200 euros dearer than the last time. So, you know, that sort of thing. If you don't have money, you're in serious trouble.
Yeah.
So, you know, and even people's food, everything. But we haven't, I don't know who said that there was, I think it was Monique said there was things missing like paper and things like that. Somebody broke the lights on the back of my car. And this I'm going to say to our Russian friend here, the left light they could give me, the right light, and I have a French car, a Renault, it's made in Russia, and I have to wait for 3 months to get the right light. So maybe, what's his name there? Valeria, is that his name? The gentleman from Russia. Maybe he knows somebody that'll get me my light. But anyway,
we will ask Mallory.
I know, but look, you know something, we have to laugh as well. And, you know, people are very stressed at the moment, and we do need to, some of our groups are coming back and they're just, all they want is a cup of tea or coffee and a biscuit, and to just talk to each other and to have a bit of fun. And that's what I think we need. So I wish you all well. And if you don't mind, I have to leave because I have to go to the other meeting, which the County Council holds every week in relation to our Ukrainian friends. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Right.
Lovely to talk to you.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you.
Dana,
yeah.
Dana, I just want to say two things. Wait a minute. Raziel arrived from Israel. He just came into the room. Razi.
Also, it is Israel, so we can go back to.
And besides that, what just May said, I think we should add to our meeting in Graz a session called Laughter Yoga. I don't know if you know what it is, but
yes,
it's something.
We know.
Okay.
I know. At least I know.
Because she said we should try yeah, we should try to keep smiling
Yeah.
because life continues. It's always the same thing. And laughter yoga, I have had a European project about that, and I discovered that. And it's, I mean, you don't have to do that every day, but doing that once in a while, it's not so bad. So it could be an idea for an animation activity, some funny activity. Okay.
Yeah. I agree with you, because it is always good to find a moment when we can, smile or laugh. Because the life is not exactly the stroll through the garden of roses all the time. So we must sometimes find, even with laughter yoga, a reason to laugh. So
okay.
Thank you for the proposal.
The only problem about Razi is that I don't see his microphone. I only see that he has a video. He doesn't have a microphone. So at the moment,
Razi, he is with us. Yeah. So Razi, welcome, because I even didn't count on you. I didn't know if you can join us or not, but I sent you the information, and I hope that you will be able to join us. So the floor is yours.
Can you talk, Razi?
I can talk. Tell me about what? Tell me about what?
Yeah,
no, because your microphone does not appear on the list, but anyhow,
What is the main issue here?
So because you have not been with us, it is a discussion about the time, the atmosphere in our countries nowadays, in Europe and in Israel, if you are here also. So tell us about the life of senior citizens in the present time and about your feelings.
The aggression against the old people is growing, unfortunately, because the violence and aggression generally in Israel is growing, and the feeling is not very well. I must admit, is not very well. Yesterday, we point out, and we had a day of remembrance the Holocaust victims, and it's remind us that anti-Semitism and aggression against old people is growing parallelly in all places in the world. The United States are reporting a growing numbers of violence activities. Europe, the same thing. So the whole atmosphere is not very happy, I would say, and we have very strong violent activities from radical Arabs, which are minority, I might say, but this minority is very noisy and very aggressive. Our buses is under attack of stones, no matter where. Only last month, more than 20 Israelis were killed and murdered just because they are Jews. So, and most of them are old people that cannot help themselves, cannot defend themselves. In Jerusalem mostly, but not only in Jerusalem. It was in Ramat Gan, it was in Eurag, it was in Tel Aviv, even in Tel Aviv. So the feeling is not very stable. The feeling is not very healthy, I would say. And there are still many old people that are inflicted by the COVID-19. I don't know what is the variation, the name of the variation. I myself was ill with, was positive to COVID, but fortunately, I passed it through without even noticed it. But this is the minority. The majority are still feeling the impact of the COVID very, very much. We had last week only one thing that is very happy to all of us. We don't have to go with masks anymore. Only in healthy facilities. In health facilities, you have to still wear.
Yeah, we have the same.
But slowly, we are getting free of the masks. It means one or two things, I would say. One, we had adopted a policy of not very care. Let the herd immunity take up, and who is ill. Fortunately, the difficult cases are less and less. The difficult cases, and this is the more important issue. Less and less difficult or hard illness. I hope that the government will go on, because the government is very, very volatile, very, very shaky, and it's very difficult to pass laws, even laws to defend Holocaust people, and even to defend old people in their old homes, old aged or homes, or how to put it, how to call it, which are closed. They put a closure on old homes just to stay more safe. Well, I hope that there will not be another wave. I don't believe in calling them waves, because it's a one ongoing disease. And we have to try to adapt ourselves to live every day beside this illness, because I don't believe that this illness is going to vanish or disappear very soon.
Razi, I have a question. Many Israelis has Ukrainian origin. Have you got some refugees even to Israel coming from Ukraine?
I got many. We got many.
Many.
Yes, we got many, and we do not discriminate between Jews and non-Jews. There are Jewish people that are coming, which means family united.
Yeah.
But there are many Ukrainian that are coming to Israel as a passing state, as a bridge to other places.
To go somewhere else. Yeah.
But
Dana, excuse me, I need to go.
Dirk, are you okay? Dirk? Not so. I wish you all the best. You're my friend.
So, Dirk,
Dana,
I am sorry.
I'm very sorry. I have to leave because it's 12 and transportation is waiting for me.
I see. I
And
understand.
I just would like to thank you all for your contributions. As Grazina, but also the others, highlighted the aspect of dignity, of solidarity, of mutual support. I think this was an extremely good session we had today of exchange, and that brings us even closer together. We are melting to one Eurag block with the same convictions and with the same strength to support those in need. And that is an extremely good feeling for our organization, for each of us, that we have that concern and that mutual support. And I thank you very much indeed. You made my day and you made my year. Thank you very much. And goodbye.
So Dirk, don't leave. Don't leave. We have to just to wish you all the best for your birthday, which is coming tomorrow.
Happy birthday
Yeah,
to
you.
you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy birthday, our dear Dirk.
Happy
Thank you very
birthday
much.
to you.
Just realized Eurag can't do without you.
Thank you very, very
Yes, I
much.
drink for your health.
Bye-bye. And happy birthday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
And
Hey,
yeah,
Dana,
thank you.
last point,
Yes.
if I may. Israel, I think, is the only country that built a hospital inside the Ukraine. And the Israeli doctors are treated everybody that's need a treatment.
So good. So good. Thank you so much. So Monique, is it okay that we are still going on with our meeting? We have three more participants whom I would like to give the floor, because now we are coming to Russia. Jessica Puhar from Slovenia, she apologized, and then we are having also Galina. So maybe half an hour. Is it possible?
I hope. I think it's okay because it's my account is a paid account and they don't limit too much. So
all right. So 15 minutes maybe.
I think it's possible without problem. It's a technical thing. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's try. Okay.
Thank you so much. So now we are coming to our members in Russia. And the very first who registered for today's meeting was Svetlana Hansen from St. Petersburg. Svetlana, are you with us?
I'm not sure. What's her family name?
Hansen. She took
Hansen.
the Danish name.
Hansen.
Hansen. Yes.
Yeah, I don't see.
Svetlana.
No, I don't see her.
Hansen is also
I see Valerie and I see.
So, all right. So we will skip her if she is not with us. Svetlana. Her name is Svetlana.
No.
No.
Okay.
All right. So we are going to, I'm sorry that Dirk couldn't stay. He didn't tell me that he was supposed to leave. So if I would cut everyone, much shorter, but I didn't know it. So, and I saw that the discussion was so good that I wanted to give them their time. So we are coming to Russia, to Vladimir Kronitsky and Valery Yazansky.
Okay.
Boys, are you with us?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone.
Oh, so it is so good. So
Pavel here and Valery.
Welcome to our meeting, because we appreciate very much that you are with us and you could hear all what was going on, and because our organization is here to fight for the rights of the elderly, but not only for the elderly. We are because the society is not only, concerns not only the elderly, but all the age groups. So Valerie, could you tell us how is going on life in Russia nowadays? And with your organization.
Thank you.
Спасибо, добрый день.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone.
Я хочу сказать, что работа нашей организации больше направлена не на борьбу.
I would like to say that our work of our organization is not towards
Но это больше занимается больше партия пенсионеров.
We have a pensioners party, political party, which supports elderly people.
Они за места в парламент.
They fight for places in parliament.
Наша кредо все-таки мы общественная организация и больше заняты реализацией общественных проектов.
We are a social organization and we work towards social projects.
Так же, как и вы, мы рады завершению проблем с ковидом.
As you were very glad that COVID restrictions are over.
Тем не менее, в период ковида мы научились проводить мероприятия на дистанции.
Nevertheless, during COVID, we learned how to organize meetings through internet.
Мы провели в прошлом году 2 сложных мероприятия. Чемпионат по компьютерному многоборью.
We conducted 2 very difficult events during last year. One of them is championship in computer science.
И большой шахматный турнир.
And a big chess tournament.
Именно в онлайн-режиме.
All of this were online.
Это потребовалось значительных организационных усилий.
It required a lot of effort.
Нам помогают университеты.
Different universities help us to conduct these events.
И сегодняшнее мое интервью идет как раз из одного из университетов Москвы.
And today we're online with you from one of Moscow universities.
Он единственный университет с инклюзивным образованием.
This the only university with inclusive education.
И в этом году мы будем проводить чемпионат по компьютерному многоборью здесь.
And this year we will conduct our computer championship in this university.
Университет помогает нам обучать наших пенсионеров. Мы продолжаем эту программу.
The university helps us to educate our elderly people.
Наше задание в этом году 10 тысяч пенсионеров, обученных работе на гаджетах.
Our job this year is to educate 10,000 elderly people to work on computers.
У нас нет сомнений, что мы выполним это задание.
We have no doubt that we will fulfill this job.
Мы будем проводить в этом году спартакиаду.
We will also have a sports event this year.
Мы организуем новый проект.
We have a new project.
В прошлом году это был пилот.
Last year, the previous year was the first time we had this project.
Это мы его называем социальным туризмом.
We call it a social tourism.
Когда мы помогаем пожилым людям.
When we help elderly people.
Поездить, посмотреть страну.
To travel around the country.
И соотношение расходов 70% мы берем на себя.
And we pay 70% of all the expenses they have.
А 30% это расходы пенсионеров.
And 30% they pay for themselves.
Мы организовываем работу наших волонтеров.
We also organize work of our volunteers.
Особенно в просветительском проекте.
Also in educational projects.
Нам помогает в этом, а также студенчество.
We also enjoy the help of students.
Я хочу поблагодарить господина Дирка за постоянное направление нам материалов и документов.
I would like to thank Dirk for redirecting us different papers and information.
Особенно по материалам реализации стратегии.
Especially papers on strategy for elderly people.
Ваша стратегия условно называется стратегия действий по отношению к активному старению.
Your strategy is called strategy for active for actions towards active aging.
И действия государства на те вызовы и риски.
And actions of government towards different challenges.
Аналогично наша стратегия, утвержденная государством, с нашим участием.
And we also have the same strategy signed by the government. And our organization takes part in this strategy.
Мы ее называем стратегией активного долголетия.
We call it the strategy of active long life.
Поэтому по-прежнему наша работа базируется на 3 фундаментальных таких основаниях.
So we have three fundamental pillars of our work.
Это нагрузка интеллекта.
This is the work of intellectual work.
Это активная физическая нагрузка, посильная, конечно.
Active physical work.
И занятие, что называется, для души, то, что мы называем хобби, развитие именно самотворчества.
Hobbies and creative work.
Что касается той проблематики, которая сегодня стала общей для обсуждения,
Talking about the current agenda worldwide,
мы понимаем прекрасно, что в такое время всегда самым внимательным образом надо относиться к проблемам детей и людей старшего возраста.
we understand that in this time we have to pay as much attention as possible towards children and elderly people.
И для нас вопросы организации помощи беженцам, они актуальны с 2014 года.
And we also pay much attention towards helping refugees since 2014.
Занимались и продолжаем заниматься.
And we continue this job as well.
Спасибо, я всем желаю здоровья.
Thank you and all the best wishes to all of you and have a good health.
Valerie, we are very, very glad that you were with us, because I think that the dialogue is the most important part of Eurag's existence. And it is what we appreciate, especially nowadays, very much. So thank you for being with us. And now I am, what about Vladimir Klonitsky? Vladimir, are you with us? Do you want to greet everyone?
Он в курсе, мы с ним все вопросы ведем.
Yes, we're in touch with
so
him.
give him my best regards.
Просто моя встреча из университета специально.
We are from university here, so he could not be here at this moment.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And now we are coming to our last presentation to our the most important person for us nowadays, and it is Galina Polyakova. Galina, are you with us?
Thank you very much. I'm happy to see you all. And first of all, I would like to thank you all for your support, for your sympathy, for your compassion, for your very, very, very useful and very important practical support. Because otherwise we will hardly be able to withstand. And of course, Grażyna is here. Grażyna, we greatly appreciate what Poland is doing for us. 3 million people, this is a huge burden. We understand that for Poland, this is a great luxury to do this support, to accept these people. Anyhow, we want to thank every country, every person, every citizen for what you're doing for us. So we are still alive, some of us. We continue our struggle, we continue our work. Of course, those people who are refugees who left the country, they are well supported in all hosting countries. And those who stay, who prefer to stay in the country, they are in much worse position. And we do our best to support these people in every possible way. Grażyna, unfortunately, this shipment with medicines didn't arrive yet because it's intended for psychological and nursing homes for older people, and there are some medicines which are difficult to be to cross the border. So we need special arrangements, special permissions. Anyhow, we hope that it will do. I thank everyone who supported us financially through Eurag. We already spent some money. I wrote to Dana that our first beneficiary was the nursing home from Crimea, which was shot by tanks. The tank came close to this institution and just ruined it. 55 older persons, the eldest 97 years of age, they were burnt alive. Another 16 were saved. And so we supported the staff and these people. It was our first case when we spent money from Eurag. Then there was another institution for older people, which was also ruined by shelling in Mykolaiv Oblast in the south of Ukraine, and we were without beds, without clothes, without. They moved to another place, and again we had to support them financially. So we have lots of work to do, and we continue our activity in every possible way. I must admit that we have many friends, and one of our biggest friends and our partner is National Police, who help us to deliver humanitarian aid to the places which are under heavy shelling, under heavy bombardment, and no one can enter these zones. Yesterday, I took part in the online meeting of the food security cluster in United Nations, and I informed them that in these cities, these villages, there are lots of people with disabilities, old people who are bedridden or home-ridden. And none of 62 charities, funds, NGOs, international NGOs agreed to deliver any humanitarian aid to these places. Only police helped us to do that. So of course it's difficult, but I believe that we shall withstand, we shall win, and the victory will come sooner or later. Thank you all very, very much. I hope that in September we shall be able to meet in person together. Thank you very, very much. I wish you all peace.
Galina, we are all, you know, in our minds, we are all with you. And I would like to add that some of us, like Jaap or Arlet or me, myself, offered in the very first days of the war to Galina to escape from the country, that we would provide a shelter. And Galina said at that time, which was still in February, she said, I would never leave my country. My country needs me here. I need to be here for the Ukrainian elderly. Galina, so the situation is so incredible that we can't still cope with the fact that something like that is possible in 2022. So we are, you know, expressing our solidarity, our support, but our money, you know, the financial contribution, but we all feel that it is not enough what we can do for you, but we are on your side. Thank you. Thank you for everything what you are doing for your own country. And I would like to thank to everyone, because normally it is Dirk who ends our meetings. So, and we really don't have time, because as you heard, you know, the time is limited with this Zoom meeting. So I would like to thank to all of you who have been with us, especially to our Russian friends that they joined us, because I think that it is so important that all of us come together and talk about things, and that they can also hear what the others think about the situation and so on. So thank you again, and I hope that most of you, I will see in Graz. Thanks again to Rosemary and to Barbara for organizing our next event. And we only hope, Galina, that you will be with us. and that everything will be over and Ukraine will be already, you know, working on the peaceful note. So thank you, Monique, for the technical support. Thank you, everyone, for being with us. Goodbye.
Одного ранку, ще й на світанку, земля здригнулась і враз закипіла наша кров, ракети з неба, колони танків і заревів старий Дніпро. Ракети з неба, колони танків і заревів старий Дніпро. Ніхто не думав, ніхто не бачив, яка насправді бува українська людська